and welcome to another episode of Living the Dream in Canada. This is a show that connects you with the living legends, the game changers, trailblazers, and trendsetters in Canada who are making massive impact in the lives of people. And today we have in studio with us some folks from the People Bridge. It's a charitable foundation here in Canada, but they're making global impact. I have with me Carol Commission, forgive me please, and Colin Harris. Both are board members of the People Bridge organization. We're going to talk about the work that they do, and as I said before, the impact that they're making and some very interesting initiatives that they have coming up as well. I am your host, Keisha Johnson. We thank you for joining us today. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about People Bridge and what exactly it is that it does.
So, People Bridge is a very small organization. We have about 68 members, very small board, very diverse board. We have a couple Jamaicans, we have a Trinidadian, we have a Canadian, one Canadian, a Mexican. So it's a very diverse board, very small board. We have a lot of fun together, and we are passionate about reducing poverty in the world.
That's a big mandate, I think, reducing poverty, because poverty is huge. We know that in developing countries, I think it's 4 out of 5 kids live in poverty.
Horrible.
And that's massive,
Horrible.
right?
It is, but again, really, the bridge, what we're focused on is small, measurable projects, measurable and self-sustaining. So there's no open-ended projects, and that way we can, tackle each project and make an impact. And whether it's small, it's an impact. So you have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. And so I'm curious as to how exactly it works. You say small projects. So is it that you're initiating projects, or people are coming to you with ideas for projects?
So it's both.
Okay.
So we have, because we are online, we are global, so we have organizations from all over the world coming after us. There's a great need for money.
There is.
Right. And we all travel. So my last trip, I went to 3 different places in Trinidad, looking at, the kind of poverty that exists and how we could help. So it works both ways. So it's very much related to how much money we can raise, because, as I said to you before, there's no funding from the government.
Okay, so you are self-funded or funded
Correct.
by funds that you
Right.
raise
Correct.
from the government.
True.
Correct.
It's a self-sustaining organization.
Correct.
And grassroots. So when people think of a charity, this is really where you want to be. This is, all the funding and the funds that you give to a specific project. And as Carol just alluded to, it's introduced either by a board member, it's introduced to us online from someone who's asking for funding, and then it gets vetted by the board. Being a small board, things and decisions can be made quickly on whether it's a project that we can take on. So, it's exciting. It's good to be in an organization where you can see that everything goes towards
The funds that you donate to go to what they're intended
Yeah.
for.
So we 2 things. One is we spend about 2 to 3% of what we raise on things like bank charges, filing tax returns, those kind of things.
The administrative stuff.
That's
right.
it. Everything else goes out. All of it.
Wow.
All of
That's
it.
impressive.
That's all we do. So everything is, you have to work for free. You have to buy your own ticket. Like we are going to this, we have to buy our own ticket.
to the gala.
So you're
Besides
real truly
donating.
volunteering.
That's
Correct.
what it is.
Correct. So everybody have to pay. You bring your little kid, you got to pay too for her. So totally, it all goes to help.
So the real focus is on what it is you say your mandate is helping to reduce poverty.
Correct.
And helping promoting good healthcare in communities.
Correct.
In different parts of the world.
Correct.
So but as again I said before, it sounds huge. It sounds big.
So let's talk a little bit about that,
Yes,
Keisha.
that's how
So
you
what
do it.
happens? We have all these projects coming at us. We have some criteria we use.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so because of the limited funds, we would look at it and say, okay, there's someone in Nigeria that wants help, there's someone in Africa that wants help, there's someone, we have no contacts in those countries, let's say that. So right away, there's a downside to that. So we try to partner with people. So for example, I don't know if you want to go into projects now. Last year or at Christmas time, we donated books to Mexico. we have a Mexican on our board. She is affiliated with people in Mexico. So we work through that. So the limited funds we have, although we have all these projects and they may look great, we want to protect the asset, the resources.
And that's only fair and responsible.
Correct. Correct. So we want to build on that. So another thing is, like in Trinidad, I was a Rotarian years ago in Trinidad. So I partnered with my old club, even though I found a school, and they work with the school. So together we did something.
So you have people on the ground that you can trust
Correct.
to make
That's
sure
right.
that there's the
Key.
integrity there.
That's right.
Key.
So funds
Key.
don't go directly to
A person.
an individual.
Correct.
Okay.
So it is managed where they submit their project. It's vetted, like we said, and once we disperse the funds or we send the funds out, they then it has to be followed up by receipts.
Okay, so
we
there's
can-
an accountability.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, in
Accountability is
terms of accountability, we have a contract signed by both parties, for
That's
example.
right.
So whoever is going to get the funds, so the Rotarians going to represent us, they sign that contract. Then as the president signs it, I review it and make sure that contract is intact as the treasurer. Then they have to give us progress reports. We send the money to them, progress reports, receipts, and everything. And I'm a tickler on that as a CPA.
It's very tight.
Excellent. She's very tight.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
make sure the money's stretched.
Not only stretch, but people have accountability is key.
Yes,
because
yes.
we want people to. This is integrity you're dealing with here, right?
So as you mentioned that, do you help some of these organizations, because we talk about working with grassroots people, do you help some of these people who come to you with project ideas, do you help them put some of those systems and structures in place?
Let's talk about that. So we could get into the last project, for example, and I'll talk to one that I'm familiar with that I led in Trinidad, for example. So I visited Trinidad, heard about a school that needed musical instruments. The kids are very poor. They don't have anything, no music. Music is fantastic. So going with my sister Rotarian, we visited the school, met the principal, met everybody, walked around the school and agreed that they did need help. So we sized it, came back, we were doing our fundraising, and they got the dollars. But of course, the board has approved it because you're looking at other projects and that kind of thing, right? Which one is more needy kind of thing?
Okay, so let's talk about some of the different kinds of projects that you are involved in. You talk about the music, assisting the school with the music. You mentioned the books with the in
Mexico, correct.
So what are some of the different kinds of projects that you assist these organizations with?
So if we want to talk about Jamaica, Institute of Jamaica, you were involved with that one.
The Institute of Jamaica is similar in a sense that they had a need to start a music program. Music is therapeutic, it's educational, and the Institute has a junior center. So the Institute of Jamaica is one of their long-standing institutions. Sports, culture, the museums. It's all under that umbrella. But they wanted to start this program, and as you know, like anywhere else, there's a limited amount of funds, and so they needed instruments, and so they came to us, and I got personally involved with that one, and we started that. So
There's that, and there's also Alpha Boys in Jamaica.
right. So Alpha Boys again has a great musical history, where a lot of artists that you hear of came out of
Alpha Boys.
came out
Yes,
of Alpha
right.
Boys.
The boys
So
band.
it's a great program, but again, they're not self-sustaining. They need help. They had a program where the youths wanted to learn some skills to make them self-sustaining regarding. They had an idea of printing and selling T-shirts.
Correct.
So we helped to buy them the
equipment?
the equipment
Okay.
to
Right.
get them going, and
Right.
that is the key part of a cornerstone of what
Kind
our
of what we
mandate
do.
is.
Correct.
So you're enabling people to get to
That's
where they
Correct.
want to go.
That's
I
right.
can give you another example. In Trinidad, there was a school way in the country. They used to have about 100 kids. Now they're down to about 50 kids because of drugs and other stories. they had a computer, yes, but no software. So the computer is sitting there for how long? Again, heard about this while visiting, drove all the way, visited the school, met everybody, and realized the need. Their desks almost rusting. You can see the need, right? They have a computer sitting there for how many years with no software. So again, came back and pushed it through and gave them the software. And as you deal with the schools and you fill one need, you see 10 other needs. Right? And then you have to start deciding, okay, are we going back to this school, or what are we going to do here?
So correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds almost like most of your work is with youth. Is that right?
Yeah, I personally, that's the
Yes.
future.
It
That's
is-
the future.
It is with youth. We did in Canada.
Correct.
Actually, we did do
Seniors.
a seniors project and events recognizing where our population is going
Yes.
and poverty within our own senior
Correct.
community here. So
Yes, there are lots of low income
Yes.
seniors.
that's right. So
we did that.
we did some survival kits.
That was fun. We
That-
all
that
got
was a lot
together.
of-
We had a
all got
wild
together
night
and-
packing 50 bags
Yeah.
with all kinds of things.
And
you
then
can imagine how fun.
when we went out in the community, the event
That was
held
fun.
down on Dundas Street
Seniors'
at,
home.
at a seniors home.
Correct.
They could party.
Yeah, we had fun there too.
It was
Yes.
a great day.
Yes, sunny
for
barbecue.
good cause, sunny and
Yes.
barbecue, and it was a great event.
Wonderful.
I'd love to be. Actually,
We should do
love
that
to
again sometime. Yeah.
Okay, so more coming for the seniors.
Yes.
But it's interesting the scope of work that you do, and it's interesting that you've mentioned doing something here in Canada, because when we think
Correct.
about poverty, we're not thinking of first world countries, right? But it exists everywhere.
Right here.
Absolutely
Right
does.
here.
And so you're not partial to just
No.
assisting the
No.
developing countries,
No.
but wherever
No, no, no.
the need,
Wherever it
or the need
takes
is.
us. Correct.
Okay. We're
Correct.
talking with two of the board members from the People Bridge. It is a charitable foundation here in Canada, and what they do, their focus is on helping communities and individuals with reducing poverty, and also to promote good healthcare within communities. We have with us Carol and we have Colin. They're both members of the board. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about what it is they do.
In a sea of people, it's easy to get lost amongst all the stories we have to tell. With this platform, a new voice is being heard, one that offers real insight to transform, educate, and inspire greatness, always building, nurturing, and evolving with the times. Our goal is to make a statement, to transform the world, and engage all of its citizens. Accepting multiculturalism is taking the first step, and listening to each other, uniting towards positive change. It's not about any one race, religion, or culture, but about uplifting and empowering one another. Standing above segregation is our game. Our vision is to expand, to create and implement change, zeroing in on what matters the most. Banding together to preserve and celebrate our heritage, cultures, and community spirit. Become inspired by real people, your friends and family, and see that impact within our society. Be proud of the work we have done together. Community focused, we are the Toronto Caribbean Newspaper.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Welcome back to Living the Dream in Canada. Today we are talking with some board members from the People Bridge, and it's a charitable organization here in Canada that emphasizes a lot on helping with poverty reduction, as we just learned, not just in developing countries, but even here in Canada and other parts of the world where you might think poverty doesn't exist, we do know from the United Nations that in developed countries like Canada and the US, at least I think it's 1 in 4 young persons they're saying live in poverty, and poverty is defined by living on, I think, subsisting on about $1.25 US per day. Can you imagine that? And so they are playing their small part to make a big impact in helping people out of this poverty situation. And health is another component. Community health is another component of what they do. We left the first segment talking about some of the work that they've done here in Canada with seniors. We know there are quite a few seniors, low-income seniors here in Ontario, and they had a program that assisted them. And another thing that you're doing here in Canada is with the Syrian refugees, there's a family that you sponsored.
Family of 6.
A family of 6. Wow.
That's right.
Of 6.
When did they arrive?
In December.
In December of last year.
That's right.
Okay.
It was I think a good winter for them to come.
Yeah.
But for them, anytime they would have
Well,
come
of course,
anytime.
anytime
So
would have been perfect
would
for
have
them.
been a great season for them, and they've arrived. They're established. They have a wonderful place to live.
So you tell us
Well,
about your
yeah,
involvement. Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about, so to begin with, Dames of Humanity, we partnered with.
That's another organization.
That's
That's
another
another
organization.
Yeah.
A lot of funding coming through them. And we had to get an apartment, we had to get furniture, we had to get medical stuff, we had to meet them at the airport, we had to feed them. I mean, there's a lot of fundraising involved for 6 people, 4 kids, and a mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
we
really,
we will fund them for 1 year.
For 1 year.
For
Yeah.
1 year.
Okay.
yeah, a lot of credit go out to these dames of humanity.
Humanity,
yeah.
Dames of
Just that,
Humanity.
it's just that. It's a few ladies that have gotten together, and they wield a lot of clout, and they're driven, and they got this family here, and working in partnership with us, it's been a great success.
Yeah, so things like furniture being donated, bikes being donated. I mean,
Everything they
medical
need,
stuff,
'cause they're
everything
coming
they
in with
need.
Everything
nothing.
you need
Everything
to live.
right
Yeah.
now, they're learning English. Like the dad is learning English, so they need jobs. So we have to fund them for 1 year,
Yeah.
right? So that's
How
a
are they
big
adjusting?
thing. Fantastic.
Yeah, kids are in school.
Fantastic,
Kids are in
yeah,
school.
doing
they're
well.
Doing well. They're learning English and blending in. The 17-year-old, we're looking for a job for the 17-year-old for the summer, like any other 17-year-old. You try to get them
Okay, so if that's-
involved and
Give 'em
and
some
busy
exposure and busy,
exposure.
yes.
Dad is a mechanical engineer.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Oh,
so he
looking
does
for a
have some
job.
skills, and hopefully we're hoping that we can get him a part-time job. And the part-time job is strategic in the sense that we don't want it to take away from him learning or
It's
his
English.
English.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
he's going to
So
school now.
He's going to school. So,
Yes.
but progressing well,
Yes,
and
yes. And then
settling in.
remember, we are going to support them for 1 year after that, funding.
So no, you're supporting them for 1 year once they arrive,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
and then a year after that,
So
or just for that first year.
For that first year.
Okay.
Right?
So
So,
it's
now he has to get a job.
I was about
and
to say the
that
onus
kind
is
of
really
thing.
on you
Correct.
to help them to
Correct.
get a
That's
job
right.
so they can be
That's right.
self-sustaining.
That's right.
Correct.
Well, this is like, this is bringing what you want to do in your own home and own backyard, right?
Correct.
Because here, what you do elsewhere is helping other organizations and individuals to become self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
And here you've taken a whole family. And so this has got to be a big success story.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So family of 6.
Family of 6.
Wow. Kudos to you guys. And to Dames of
To the
Humanity.
Dames
Days of Humanity.
Yes.
Days of
Yeah.
Humanity.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, okay.
Yes.
So are there any other programs that you have done here in Canada? Because you mentioned earlier that there's short projects that you do. It's not an ongoing open-ended funding program that you have. It's for a specific period of time with a specific project.
The key is we have to have the dollars because we use all the dollars. So we have to raise funds. So like this event that's coming up, we have to get those funds to fund those projects.
Okay, so I still need to get a clear sense, if you can, like with your strategic objectives, are there particular projects that you gravitated to? We've already identified that you work a
Yes.
lot with youth, and I hear a lot of music coming out, and I
Yes,
hear about
yes.
educational initiatives.
Yes.
So are there specific focuses that you have, like education, youth, that kind of thing, or anybody with a need who comes, if you're able to assist, you'll help.
I don't
Is it that wide
it's
open?
It's not that wide. It can't be that wide open.
Okay.
Can't be that wide open. Poverty is first. Education is key, but again, we have to watch education, as Diana would say.
And Diana is the president.
President
of the People
Diana
Bridge,
is president.
Diana Burke.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us now where you're moving forward. What's the focus going forward now?
A continuation of more of the same. The Syrian family, we have to continue to support them.
Right to the end of 2017.
Correct. And who knows, then I personally have seen other projects, and more projects will be in the pipeline. I don't know all of them yet. I could talk about mine. I visited a school. Again, we helped them with the musical instruments. And then I found out they have 15 computers in a room that has not been used for 4 years. They
Because of the
don't
same issue with the programs?
No, another issue. There's another school.
Okay.
The problem is no air conditioning in that school. You cannot have a room of computers without cooling down that room.
Especially in the tropics.
Cannot. So for something as simple as an air conditioned unit for that room, they don't have the funds. So kids are losing out on education.
And this is what you're
in a
saying,
poor
small
area.
projects that can have big impact.
Correct. Correct. So for me, that's something I think we should have to get it all approved. But that's one of the things we could look at. And also at another school at Rampanalias, when we went last year, again we saw they had computers in a room too. Again, nobody to teach. Nobody. I mean, it's just sitting there. And the
It's
kids are
simple little
losing out.
things.
Simple things.
Yes.
Simple things.
And just need a little
Simple
injection
thing.
of
Correct.
capital or
Correct.
whatever. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So talk to me about funding now, because you mentioned before that you don't get any funding from the government. All you're self-sustaining.
Correct.
How do you raise funds?
The board members.
Board
they start
members.
with us.
Start-
we have to
it
contribute.
starts there.
Starts with us.
Benevolence.
Charity starts at home.
Charity starts at home, but benevolence has a sexy ring to it right now. It's in, stars. Everyone has their own foundation. So there's a drive to give and a drive to give back. But as you said, charity starts at home. So the board members have dues that we put in, and that's the base. But then from there, you reach out passionately to the people who surround you and who you can reach out to at any time, telling them about what you do and how they can impact.
How do you get your message out?
Social media. We
Yep.
do social media. You can go to Canada Helps and donate. You look for People Bridge Charity and donate. We don't get we got a lot for Syria that way. A lot for Syria that way. But
Other
we got to
than
do
that,
things
it's-
like that,
yeah, it's-
like this.
Okay.
Yes.
And this that Carol is talking about is the fundraising event that they have coming up in a
July
couple weeks.
8th. Yes, pretty soon. July 8th.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about that, so the people know when it's going to be and where and.
Okay, so it's going to be at the Old Mill, 21 Old Mill Road in Etobicoke. Music is by The Vibes, very West Indian but very lively. We have
Yep.
a lot of fun.
It's a gala and dinner and
gala
dance.
and dinner and dance. Jay Harmony is going to be singing.
Okay, you know Jay.
Oh, yeah, we have.
She can spice up a room.
Yeah, we're going to have a little fun. So we want people to come because every dollar you give us, we pay for the hotel, we pay for the meal, and everything goes back to the people.
Okay, do you have a target? What are you trying to raise?
$20,000.
$20,000.
Correct.
Okay. And $20,000 might not sound like a whole lot for an organization doing the kind of work that you could do, but you just said something simple as buying an air conditioning unit for a
Correct.
school could help some kids start to learn computer studies and
Correct.
skills again.
Correct.
It doesn't take a whole
No.
lot, but it does take
No.
the whole village.
It
Correct.
does.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
So the fundraising gala is gonna be on July 8th. It's at the Old Mill, in Toronto, and your patron, interestingly, is Dwayne Morgan. How did he get involved with it?
Again, Can't answer that one. You've been there
Kudos
since
to you,
I arrived.
Dwayne.
I've
You've
been
been-
there since
Yeah.
you've been there since I arrived.
Kudos to you though for being the patron
Yeah.
for the people. bridge.
Dwayne, I think, was introduced again by one of our board members, and through his interest in giving back to the community and being involved in an organization like ours, which, again, the hands-on, how
Making
we
an
function,
impact.
making an impact, manageable, small decision-making process. I think he was intrigued by
Yeah,
that. and-
because
and agreed
there's
to be a
nothing like
patron.
seeing results, right?
That's right.
And that's
Very
what
quickly.
you've been able to do.
Very
So,
quickly.
yeah.
As soon as it's done, like September is coming up for school. So we'd finish this. Okay, let's see if we could get it to them for school.
Wow. Impressive work that they're doing. As I said, the mandate is very large because you talk about poverty reduction, and I mean, we know poverty is pervasive and it's stifling. It's really stifling. And small organizations make doing small things but having big impact. So, I mean, if you can support them in any way, we encourage you. What's your website address?
It's www.peoplebridgecharity.org.
peoplebridgecharity.org. And as Carol just told us, the majority of the funds that you donate to them goes back to servicing the projects that they're involved in. So they are not, they don't have major overheads and the funds are going there. No, it's going directly to make an impact where it's intended. And I love that you have such a big emphasis on integrity with the partners that you work with to make sure that, whatever it is that they've asked for and are committing to do gets done.
Correct.
Kudos to you on that one as well.
Correct.
Okay, so what can we expect from PeopleBridge going forward?
Well, we can expect more of the same.
More of the same.
Small,
Yes.
manageable projects
Yes.
that are impactful to the people that need help the most.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so people can reach out to you with their project ideas and you will vet them and decide, okay, if this is something that you can take on and tackle.
Correct. Correct. And just to remind them that it's $85 a ticket.
Okay, ticket is $85 for the gala.
And we would love to see all of you there.
Okay, now is there a way that people can contribute to you ongoing?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Canada helps.
Canada Helps.
Canada
Okay,
Helps.
you did mention Canada
Yes,
Helps. Okay.
Canada helps.
Okay, all right.
Or mail a check.
And they make the
People
check
Bridge.
out to PeopleBridge.
Or
People
just-
Bridge.
Or just connect with us online.
Just online, everything is
through
online.
Twitter or through social media.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, folks, we want to thank you for sticking with us. Go ahead, help the folks at PeopleBridge if you can, making large impact with very, very small effort, And we thank you for joining us here on Living the Dream. We hope to connect with you next time. Take care.
Bye.